Hi DIYers, this is Michael from Alarm Grid, and today I'm going to be showing you how to properly open the 2GIG GC3 or 2GIG GC3e security systems. Both the GC3 and the GC3e open up in the same way. You'll be removing the backplate from the panel. If it's mounted on the wall, you'll just be pulling it off the backplate. If it's not wall mounted, then you can pry the backplate off. I'll show you both of those in this video. Both the GC3 and GC3e open up in the same way. Some reasons why you might open up the panel include replacing the backup battery, or if you're using any of the onboard terminals, then you'll be opening up the panel. Some people like to open up the panel when providing power, not only to access the backup battery, but it can be a little bit easier to access the barrel connection by opening up the panel. You don't necessarily need to open up the panel to install the cellular communicator. There's actually a side slot for the cell communicator, but you might still be opening up the panel anyway because you always need to power down your panel before installing the cellular communicator, so you might be accessing the backup battery. But we have our GC3e wall mounted right now, so I'm going to show you how you would take it off if it's wall mounted. Really what you want to do, you just take the panel and you just kind of press against the wall and you lift up and it comes off the backplate. And so for the rest of this video I'm going to be showing you it down. I'm going to disconnect the barrel connector here. We're using a Honeywell LT cable for power. That's how we're powering our system. Otherwise you would use these terminals right here, the negative power and positive power. But in our case we have the Honeywell LT cable, just the long portion of the cable. So we have our panel lying flat now. I do want to just show you if we had it on, then let's see here. So that's how the backplate would go on the system, just like that. Now I want to point out we have our set screw already loosened up on the system. Turn around here. I see the set screw right there. We have it loosened up. Now if we had it tightened down, we're using a Phillips head screwdriver here. And if we did have it tightened down, just to kind of show you, we wouldn't be able to remove the backplate. This includes whether it's wall mounted or whether it's flat mounted like we have it now. The reason I had it loosened up beforehand, it would have been hard to get in there with the GC2e in the way. So now you can see that with the set screw in, we can't take it off. So we have to loosen up the set screw. Now you don't need to fully remove the set screw. In fact, we encourage you not to fully remove the set screw because you might lose it. So it's just a good idea to get it to where it's loose enough to where you can separate the backplate from the front of the panel without having to fully remove it. And as you're loosening up the screw, you'll notice that as you get towards the end, it gets a little harder to take out. Right there, I'm at that point right now. And now that's to the point where we would loosen it up, so that way we don't have to take it out all the way, but we do have it loosened enough to where we can just easily pull off the backplate. And you can stick your finger in there, or you can pry it off with a screwdriver. Either way works, but that's how you get inside the panel when you do need to open it up. So I just want to point out the connections in here that you would be likely to make. We have this connection here, the battery, the blue and yellow battery. It has the connector and it plugs into the port down there. So we're going to plug that back in, but I just wanted to show you where that was at. That's one big reason why you'd likely be opening up the panel, is because you have to replace the backup battery every few years. So you'd want to open it up to do that. You see the onboard terminals right there. In fact, we have some more over here, right through there. But those are the terminals. You have 2 blocks of them, so you would open up the panel to get to those terminals. You also have the speaker that you can disconnect. You have some other connections here. But one thing you won't need to do, if you're installing a cellular communicator, we have ours already installed, but the sled is right through there. So you can just take off this without having to take off the backplate. And that can be useful if you need to do that. Just remember that you will need to power down the system before you go to install the cellular communicator. And then depending on whether your panel is wall mounted or you have it lying flat, you can just put the backup battery back on, the backplate back on. So you want to get the top of the panel first. We have it upside down the way I'm facing, but in your view, this is the top of it right here. So get that in first, and then just press on the backplate, just like that. So that's how you would do it. If you want to take it off, like I said, just take it off. You pry it off with your finger, there you're good to go. And remember, you will need to loosen up the set screw before you do open up the panel. And remember to tighten down the set screw when you have it back on, so that way it doesn't come loose. Ours is pretty secure on the wall, so we're not going to worry about it in our case, but when you do install yours, make sure you do that. But I'm going to put ours back on now. So we're gonna, and remember to run the wires through the backplate whenever you're powering on the system. Otherwise, you won't be able to close the panel. You see ours is going through the backplate right there. So we're ready to close our GC3e. We're gonna plug this wire in, the barrel connector, and now it's good to go. So we're just gonna take it back onto the wall mount right there, and we're just gonna press it into place just like so. And there, that's good enough. So we have our 2GIG GC3 back on the backplate there. Remember, in the end of most installations, you will want to tighten down the set screw, which we're not going to worry about ours, but that's where you would get it, just with a small Phillips head screwdriver. Just get that in there. So remember to loosen that up. Don't remove it all the way, but loosen it up before you go and open up the panel. So that's how you properly open up a 2GIG GC3 or 2GIG GC3e security system. If you have any questions about the 2GIG GC3 or GC3e or about alarm monitoring service, these panels can connect with alarm.com. Send an email to support@alarmgrid.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up below to like the video, and remember to subscribe to our channel for updates on future videos. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.